Hi guys, welcome to Kyle's video. Glad you're here. Just before we start this video, we are in beautiful Colorado Springs at the Garden of the Gods Park. You can see it. Yeah, the mountains are. Anyway, let's look around before we start.
On these chicks.
Alright, what's up folks? Let me try to find a nice place. I might just hold it for this video. Honestly, but I'm here with Joey. Say what's up. What's up? And we were gonna discuss some pros and cons to the vegetarian diet. Cause Joey is a full-blown vegetarian.
Yep, 2 years now.
2 years. I'm also a vegetarian, but not that long. Not that long. Maybe like 6 months, 7, maybe 8. But Joey, can you just let us know what did you feel? Was there such a big difference when you started going vegetarian? Was it hard? Yada yada.
Well, in my particular case, there wasn't a lot of trouble because I kind of staged my way into it. So for a while, I wouldn't eat bacon and processed meat because that's the worst. So I stopped that, and then I cut my way down, and eventually I stopped eating red meat. So anything that came from a mammal, that was for 6 months maybe. And then I was a pescatarian for another 6 months. And then finally, October of 18, I only started eating plants from then on dairy, and that's not been that hard for me. I know some people have maybe deficiencies or they maybe don't watch their diet as well, but I'm big into the nutrition aspect of it anyway, so I've always been able to kind of watch out. But I never encountered any health problems. And my first doctor's appointment was really good. My blood pressure was lower. I have reason to believe my cholesterol and triglycerides are lower now as well. I eat far less dairy than I even used to when I first got into it. So everything's better, honestly. It's probably, to me, I think of it as one of the best decisions I ever made. So it wasn't too bad for me.
And you said it wasn't hard to gradually switch into the diet.
No, and I think that's where it wasn't hard. If you do it in phases or you gradually go onto it, that's kind of the idea. That's with anything. You ease yourself, you put your toes in the water first, and then it just gets easier and easier. Doing it that way, that's what I would recommend, because I also don't think everybody has the knowledge to properly do it. it's not that the diet is weaker or less effective overall, but when you go from relying on meat does, while it's sort of it's not like a power superfood on its own. It has a lot of the stuff we need outright right away. And when you're going from relying to that to not having it at all, it's a challenge for a lot of people to execute that properly. So I think as you gradually reduce your meat intake and explore these new foods, you learn more and more, and this has this and this is good for you, and you slowly go into to a point where you know you can do it properly without having to risk anything health-wise, or even as far as practicing it, because you should do it for reasons you believe. It shouldn't just be somebody guilted you into it, and I just happen to have a lot of reasons for believing in a plant-based diet. So it wasn't hard. It was really no challenge for me once you put the facts together.
Very good answer. But like I said, have you feel that you've seen any cons or no cons? Do you like, oh, I'm mad at the I would love to get this nice steak, or or you say you always love fish.
Fish was hard for me. That it was the last thing I got rid of. Yeah, as far as temptations and possible setbacks, dietary setbacks, I really don't see any. I don't think of a plant-based diet. I don't think you would fall short in protein. I think all of our essential vitamins and nutrients you can get from plants. I'm very confident in that. That being the case, I was a big fan of fish. My grandfather, we would cook everything all together all the time, and yeah, I loved salmon. I would make that for myself and my mom every once in a while. I really liked fish. It was the last thing I got rid of, and it was the hardest thing to get rid of. To this day, especially when I worked at the grocery store in the fish, it was kind of tough sometimes. But steak, not at all. I don't really miss steak. I don't miss pork. Chicken, even, I don't know. It was good. Oh, of course it tastes good. Food can taste good, but any food can taste good if you know. That's why temptations aren't so bad for me.
Like, I would love eating like Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah.
So that's something. But like, you can literally get any type of food.
Yeah. And
vegetarian.
It's gonna be the same. The one thing, like you keep saying, like going out. When you're going out with, there are some really, to me, the drawbacks have been social, if anything, and it doesn't. Like I said, I'm confident in my stance. So like, there's no level of somebody like jabbing me with their elbow that's gonna make me eat meat. But like, if you're out with somebody you haven't been out with before, and some people think it's weird, some people don't like it, or they think it's unnatural, or they just don't think about it at all, and it just weird to them. And you'll notice that sometimes if you say I'm a vegetarian, people will ask you a lot of questions and stuff. But other than that, and it can be tough. Like all your friends want to go to, like you said, Buffalo Wild Wings, or everyone wants to go to Chick-fil-A or something, and you get like a fruit cup from Chick-fil-A. It's like
they got the fries.
Yeah.
But you can't even trust them fries nowadays.
Well, the McDonald's fries apparently are like they have beef stock or beef fat in them or something, so apparently I'm not supposed to eat those. I'm a little more strict as it is, though. Some people wouldn't care about like trace things. That's more of a veganism standpoint, which I'm not a vegan. But
what do you think about the vegan diet?
I think it's something I want to do. I think for me to believe the things I believe and be a vegetarian is still kind of misguided. It's not fair, basically. I say check the facts for yourself, and I say that I've done that, and so for me to support the egg and dairy industries still is kind of premature, but I don't think I'm ready yet. I think my family or some people who don't get it and think it's just more of a hassle, and like I said, my grandparents and my family were all really close. I wouldn't be asking them to make vegan food. Like, it's just a hassle. It's just a pain in the ass, or like have to bring my own. I just don't think I'm ready for it. I think it is an adjustment that's also going to require. I don't think it necessarily be more expensive, but it's going to be. You're going to have to.
More of a pain.
You're going to have to dedicate yourself to it a little bit more. And I would love to do it because I think a healthy diet and a plant-based diet is a I think it's a good way to really work on your perspectives in your life. I think the nutrition alone is better for your body. It's hard for me. It's hard to go wrong, but like I said, it's hard to go wrong if you don't have the information you need, because some women especially, they're more likely to run into iron problems. They require a lot more iron than men. And you typically see it's not men who are trying to become vegetarian either, because there's a big, many meat idea for some, I don't know, agro-carno reason. I mean, I look at gorillas, those fuckers, all they eat is plants, and they weigh 400 pounds, and they can tear trees down if they want. Like, they're really
strong. They're
it's
strong.
not. And I go, oh,
They're strong.
They're programmed for that shit, and it's different. It's not any different. And then we're not even that different. So that's aside from the point. That's what I mean. You start to look into relations, and you start to look into all this connectivity, and you realize it's not that far-fetched. And on top of that, you can eliminate all that crap. It's better for the environment. We're already on borrowed time, and everyone's ignoring it. And that's not even any hippie propaganda. 99% of the climate scientists in the world are in unanimous agreement that the humans on this planet are affecting the planet in a negative way. It's silly to me that you wouldn't try to do something to, mitigate the damaging aspect of your part on this planet, and maybe try to make some more good for it. It starts with small things, You don't think about, if I eat more plants, it's gonna save something, but it just might.
True.
So you could look at it from any way, and it's pretty much a solid platform to stand on. So that's kind of why I do it.
Yeah, because I remember when I went to the college, and I watched this girl. She did her whole presentation on saving animals, yada yada. And then I asked her. It was like right when I started being a vegetarian. I asked her, "So, what you eat for lunch today?" And she said, "Oh, bacon, this, that, the third, bacon, cheeseburger, yada yada." And I'm just thinking, like, what are you talking about, girl?
And that's the thing. I know a lot of people who are. I knew some people who are environmental, like teachers that I knew. They were active in the outdoor community, and they were into preservation, but it's almost like it's not everybody. It's not our fault for not knowing or not. You have to kind of think about it for a while, because we're told that meat's not a problem, and it's silly to think that it is a problem. It's always been a part of our diet. It's something we've been told that's what humans eat, and our brains wouldn't have gotten bigger without this and that. And it's a food that we're supposed to eat. Okay, let's say it is. It wasn't supposed to be factory farmed on every square inch of the planet. And the waste isn't taken care of, and the emissions are insane. And the cows alone, once you have an overproduction of cows, they burn methane, which is 3 times more destructive than carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. And all the mammals are doing this, and we have more livestock on the planet than fucking, I don't know, maybe not more than people, but
there's a lot.
It's
too
much.
Livestock.
The world was not supposed to do it, basically, and you can't really argue. I'm saying if you get the facts together, there are arguments you can't really shy away from. But the thing is, we're not told to look into that, because we want the status quo maintained, and we just want to go about things as if nothing's going on. And that's a big trend in everything that we see today. Politics, media, everything, just ignore it all. Look over here instead of over there.
Yeah, like what you said with the whole livestock every square inch. Like, I'd be really tempted, like, say you said the Alaskan cod earlier when we were talking. Like, if I was out there in, like, the cold water, like Oregon, yada yada, and I caught, like, a nice fish, I'd be very tempted to eat it.
But again, that's not the same. It's not the same. One angler catching a fish that's a good fish to eat. If we were to stop meat industries, I'm not even saying that meat is inherently bad. It's not. Even things like fish even have good things. They do a lot of good for your heart and your brain. But when it's commercialized and when you're just dragging everything out and you're pumping oil and gasoline refuse into the ocean and it's all day, every day. And on top of that, you got China, you got United States, you got India just shoveling carbon and crap. And it's been happening now 100 years or whatever. It's just 200, it's a long time, and it's just silly to think that doing that has no repercussions at all and it can just go on forever. It's really misguided. It's just silly to think that.
Yeah, how much time do you think we got left?
I read really, really radical. Some people, I say scientists. They're climatologists, I guess. Climate scientists. Some of them say if we don't start working like legitimately as a world population, we might have as little as 18 months to start putting practices into place, and if we fall short of that window, things are really ugly by 2050, and they could be irreversibly done by like 2100 and stuff. Like, not a lot of time, like a very tangible period of time that we have to work on this, and we're kind of not. The really extreme ones I've read say if we don't get our shit together in the next 18 months, the damage will be irreparable, and we'll just be on a downhill slide until then, without a certain window. But it'll only be, we're already seeing the beginnings of it. Stronger storms, animals,
Climate change.
yeah, animals, they live more north and migrate. They don't go as far south when they migrate. They in their permanent grounds are farther up now because they go to where the climate is what they want. And every time they come back, it's just gradually shrinking because the southern parts of the world are just getting warmer and warmer and warmer radically. There are forest fires in Siberia, which they say this wouldn't have been possible only 100 years ago. There was no way that a forest fire would have happened in this part of Russia. It's just not conducive to wildfires. It's too cold, there's this and that, it's wet. There was a forest fire there only a couple weeks ago.
Ow, I think I just got bit by an ant.
You might have.
Yeah. God. But, so what do you have to say to the people that ask you, where do you get your protein from, bro?
Literally everything that's alive has protein in it. Everything that's alive has protein in it. And, it's not the same. No, I'm not going to sit here and say that 3.5 ounces of steak is, that's the same protein as what do I even want to say? A fucking serving of edamame? No. If you buy a block of tofu, that's 60 grams of protein right there. And you're not even going to be eating the whole thing at once by yourself, most likely. Like, everywhere. Peanut butter, nuts, what did I say? Tempeh, tofu, black bean. People eat these foods anyway, they just don't think about them. Refried beans, black beans, pine nuts. Asparagus, vegetables are good for you. Fruits and vegetables are good for you. You can eat those and live. Trust me, they're good.
Yeah, I haven't, when I started going vegetarian, I really went just cold turkey, all meat, and I really didn't think it was that hard. Also, I really didn't do my research. Probably I should have, but I didn't do my research, and I'm doing quite fine. It's not like I can't wake up and get out of bed because I have a vitamin shortage. Yeah. I literally, and people ask me too, Kyle, what do you eat? Literally anything besides meat.
Yeah.
Anything.
Everything's still good.
And it's not like I gotta track I'm tracking this peanut. I just took a handful of almonds. Let me write that down. I need to get to this certain number. Literally, I eat anything that doesn't have fish or meat in it, and I am perfectly fine.
And I really think most people will find success that way. It's really just they've had no reason to think two ways about it. Well, I eat meat, okay, but I think it's becoming more popular.
Especially, I've noticed, we're out here in this tree house. Y'all definitely saw that, but, when I go out, with my friend Nick to go, one of his cliff jumping expeditions and we're camping in the woods, you will see, all of the people that like camping, being out in the woods, literally most of them are like vegetarian, vegan.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
Well, it
like,
doesn't hinder your athleticism at all, and it's good. It's good for your mind. There's no reason. I don't care if you're cliff jumping, if you're sport climbing, if you're mountaineering. I all of it. I don't eat any meat. I do all that stuff. Pasta has so much energy in it. Fatty things, like you can get plant-based ghee. It's like, it's not butter, but it's like
what
butter.
is ghee?
Ghee, like mountaineers, what they like to do, everything's cooked with butter. On top of, you throw your veggies and your pasta and all your whatever you have. You throw all that in, and it's gonna be really good. But when you're gonna go on like a big expedition the next day, or I mean a big climb, not an expedition, but a big climb, or you already just got done a big climb and all your energy's gone, you suck in all these calories, and butter is just fat calories. So, but ghee is basically just plant butter. I'm saying you can find all this fake butter, anything, and just same idea. You just there's no hindrance to your athletic abilities, a lot of people find it's better for them. It's a cleaner source of energy. It's easier. It's just good. So to me, there's no reason. On top of that, a lot of these people think along the lines of like Buddhists and stuff, and they think, there's a lot of harmony to everything. But that's even beside the point. It's just there's no reason for you not to. Basically, it doesn't mess with your abilities to like I said, climb, run, hike, swim, jump, nothing.
I also heard a lot of, well, listen, I also feel like, you said, we don't have that much time left, but I think there's not enough people that have, like, woken up to that in the world. Like, I see so many people like, the people that come through the drive-thru at work.
Mm-hmm.
Those people literally are like a different breed. Like, I swear, like 50 plus people that age, there's like no going back for them.
Mm-hmm.
There's no going back. Like, these are a different breed of people. Like, these are the people that will get like the double quarter pounder, yada yada, and then get a diet soda.
Yeah.
What is up with that? Why do people think like that? Like
I said, it's not. I don't blame the people. I really don't. They're not told. Their doctors say your doctor will be honest with you. For example, this is just an example. You're overweight. This is something you should work on. But never does the doctor really saying, did you think about trying this or that? Sometimes they'll send them to a nutritionist if it gets to be a problem, and then maybe they'll figure some things out that are interesting. But the media and I don't want to say the media because I'm not ranting about the media, but what you read about online and just what the consensus is meat is not a problem. That's what the consensus is, and it's sort of an abstract point because it has its own problems that are really important, but you're not eating hemlock. If you eat a steak, you're not literally dying right then and there. It's not something that we have to go all the time, and this keeps you going. This keeps you going and going and going. It's just not something that we're told to really pay attention to, and so nobody is. I think that's really what it is. I just think it's not in the headlines. So who cares? Nobody cares.
True. So, is there any other points you would like to cover?
I don't know. I feel like you had some pretty good questions. I feel like I answered them as best I could.
Yeah, you sound very educated, Joey.
I appreciate it.
You ought to start doing some TED Talks.
Yeah.
TED Talk. Come mess with us,
yeah,
you know?
Come.
We out here. But, yeah, we're going to be signing out. We got some potatoes cooking inside.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
They're probably dummy burnt.
Unless Mikey got them.
Hopefully he did, but, yeah, thank you guys for watching.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be here, as always.
Shout out Joey, and, yeah, peace.